Today, guys, I am giving you what, in my opinion, is the best formation, custom tactics, and player roles on FC25. You can see that we're in the Elite Division. This is a road to glory. I'm in Elite on 3 accounts using these tactics and player roles. Top 8%, 3,000 approximate rank as well, which is insane. I haven't lost in the Elite Division on this account, and it's a road to glory. So just know that these are tried and tested against the sweatiest players on the game. What's the most important thing in FC25? Coins, right? And that's where lootbar.gg comes in. The cheapest place to buy your FC25 coins, but also the most reliable and the safest. They're also 8 to 10% cheaper than other platforms, and you also get 5% extra coins with every order. And if you don't just believe me, many well-known creators are using Lootbar for their coins. And many users usually stay with Lootbar, as you can see from these absolutely brilliant reviews. Lootbar also do offer a really fast delivery service, which gets you your coins in 30 minutes. It is so simple to buy coins. All you need to do is click on what you want and then enter code VIPER at checkout to get 8% off your order. So as you can see, guys, it is a 4-4-2. We've got a fair few players on Roll++, a few that are just on Roll+, and there's some that don't even have player roles, which is just insane. But let me tell you something, guys. These tactics are absolutely crazy, so let's get into them. The first things first to cover are the tactical preset. It's on custom. It's going to be a 4-4-2, of course, as you know. We've got short passing, and we've got 50 for the depth as well. It's very balanced, as a 4-4-2 should be. Don't actually play balanced, though. It's really not very good in game. You have to either commit to counter or to short passing, and I found short passing works the best for me. Depth is more of your preference, whatever you kind of like, go for here, but 50 has been working really well for me. Now, guys, as we get into the player roles, this is where this gets really important to listen to, so make sure you are. And remember, if you are enjoying the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing and helps me out majorly. So, 2 strikers here. Very important that you play with 2 strikers on this game, in my opinion. First of all, we've got Lautaro Martinez on False 9++ and build up. I don't know if you can change that. You can't. But False 9++ on this game is really underrated. There's not a lot of players that have it. It's Lautaro Martinez or Griezmann that I can think of off the top of my head that are affordable. The reason I like False 9++ is the position that Lautaro Martinez picks up is very deep, and he kind of can find the angles for the finesse shots, right? That's number 1. His passing is also not bad. Griezmann's is a lot better, though. So if you want that kind of build, you can. But for me personally, I like Lautaro Martinez's strength also. He's very good at holding up the ball and then bringing other players into the game. False 9++ is an absolute must, in my opinion, in the 4-4-2 and in any 2-striker formation, in my opinion. As I said, drops deeper, can find finesse shot angles a bit better because of that, can bring Morientes into the game, can bring Son into the game, and that works really well. He doesn't have the best passing, but it's okay. As I say, Griezmann's is a lot better, so if you want to try that, you can. But it's very important that you have someone up front that has False 9+ at bare minimum, and you need to use them in this way. In terms of the other striker, we have got, in my opinion, the best player I've used on FC25. Absolute joke on this game. He is on target forward ++ and attack. Make sure he stays on attack. You don't want balanced. You don't want him dropping deep at all. He is your goal scorer. The right striker or the target forward ++ is your goal getter. And Morientes is so valuable to me because he can win headers, because he's super strong. He's really good in behind, actually, too. I'm kind of thinking, if you can't afford Morientes, I'm thinking Thuram, for example. Now, of course, Thuram has advanced forward +. You can try that if you want, but target forward ++ is unbelievable. And as I say, you can try Thuram on that advanced forward +, but also try him on target forward. Even though he doesn't have it as a plus, try him on that. He's got aerial silver. It's very important that you try and get someone here that can just body other centre-backs, full-backs, and just wins a lot of headers for you. Now, he doesn't necessarily score a lot of headers for me, but it's some knockdowns onto other players to bring Lundberg into the game, to bring De Bruyne into the game, to bring Son into the game, to bring Martinez into the game. It's very meta if you play like this. But of course, you don't need aerial necessarily. Haaland doesn't have aerial. He's very good for this position as well. Just make sure you're trying to mix up your game a little bit, right? Martinez is very small, has okay passing, very good finesse shots. Morientes is very big, quite good at running in behind for his size, and wins everything in the air. And it's so important that you kind of play this play style on this game. It really does just change the way you play entirely, and it's a really unique play style, but I promise you it works absolutely insane. And the strikers are probably the most important players in this team. Now then, as we move on to the wide players, once again, very important. We're going to start with Son. He has got Finesse Plus, of course. With Martinez dropping deep, Son kind of runs beyond Martinez very often. Even though he's on inside forward plus, he runs beyond quite often. And you can look into Son. If you can't get the angle with Martinez, you can kind of do like 1-2s between the two and try and find that finesse angle. It's quite crucial, guys, that you have finesse here and on left mid as well. I can't lie to you. It's quite crucial. And Son, of course, has the 5-star weak foot. So if he ever does try and go down the byline, you can, of course, look for the cross in to your target forward. In my case, Morientes, but maybe in your case, Haaland, or also to Ram. But Son's main role in this team is to score finesse shots. And if not, try and look for cutbacks. Basically, is what I would say. He's also on attack focus, which is very aggressive, especially when you consider that Freddie Ljungberg is also on this, meaning you don't have a lot of cover defensively, and that's where this formation really does win out, in my opinion. I have got Freddie Ljungberg on wide playmaker plus. The idea here is he is more of the creative wide player. He scores a lot of goals for me still because he's got Trivela, and his Trivelas are insane. But I'm looking for Ljungberg to get involved with De Bruyne, which we'll talk about shortly, and he's also on attack, which means we kind of need a bit of defensive cover here, and we've got that with Llorente, who is on balance. Once again, we'll talk about that shortly as well. But Ljungberg is very creative, and that's what we want from him. As I say, he scores a lot of goals, but he is there to get up to the line and then look for the cross, look for the Trivela, look back into De Bruyne, who we're now going to talk about, and this is insane. Half winger plus plus is the most underrated role on FC25. Yeah, De Bruyne is not very fast. I think you can probably guess that. He's got like 67 pace, I want to say. And my days, guys, he scores so many goals for me. He gets so many assists for me. He kind of picks up a position quite close to Ljungberg. And then De Bruyne can kind of sit a little bit deeper then and then play the balls off to Ljungberg. Look for Martinez. He's just got a variety of options on what to do. And because he's got incisive pass plus and his passing is just crazy as well, he is the most important player in the team, probably, other than the strikers. He provides so many different unique opportunities. Trivela, incisive pass through to Martinez or Morientes, over the tops to Son, over the tops to Ljungberg. But once again, guys, these two are very, very close together, and they work so well because they're both so creative. Half winger plus plus is super, super good on this game. As I say, for Trivelas, for passing, and man, he is so, so important to this team with the half winger plus plus. I didn't think it was too good at the start of the game, but I like the position he picks up with Ljungberg. And whilst you don't have the fullback really helping you here, you have got De Bruyne, who kind of picks up a big position there, as you can see where Ljungberg is right there, and where De Bruyne is. He kind of covers for the fact that Llorente isn't coming forward. Now, guys, as we move on to our other centre mid, we have got Nicolo Barella here, and this is another position that is really, really crucial. More to do with the fact that our left back is very attacking. But Barella, I have tried on box-to-box playmaker, half winger plus plus. That does not work, especially if you're going to set up exactly the same as me. Holding is good for him. Deep line playmaker is also very good for him because he's going to cover when DeMarco goes forward. But Barella, of course, is more set to be a defensive option here. He does cover the position that DeMarco does leave, which is so important. And he is a very good defensive option. You need someone here that's got anticipate or intercept and has good passing qualities outside of that, Rodri. But what I do like about Barella also is the fact he's got good pace, so he can really, really cover for DeMarco, who is gone from that position more often than not. And that's important, guys, that, you know, you have someone here that can really, really help out defensively and cover for the left back that does absolutely zoom forward. If you don't like deep line playmaker, you can play holding, but deep line playmaker has worked the best for me here. And yeah, just make sure someone that's relatively quick, has good passing, and can defend and cover nicely for the left back, which we're going to talk about right now. DeMarco is, once again, one of the most important players in this team. He's so good at getting forward. He's so good at crossing. His passing is absurd as well. Really, really helpful for Ljungberg over the tops. And, wow, he scores a lot of goals for me, man. Shooting on your fullbacks on this game needs to be kind of used a bit more because it gets no love at all. And it is so, so, so pivotal to the way this formation plays. As you can see, look at where DeMarco's positioning is. Look at where Son is. So them two are going to support each other, which is brilliant, especially when you consider the fact that Llorente is our defensive / balanced fullback. We've got the cover there with De Bruyne, right? So De Bruyne covers there, whilst DeMarco also supports Martinez and Son, leaving you very exposed at the back, which means you need to have very, very good defenders. I have got Akanji, who needs to be upgraded in this team, but he's a ball-playing defender, which also means that his passing is very good, and that also does really, really help me kind of build up from the back, especially when DeMarco gets going. We can find him very, very easily because Akanji's got decent passing as well. And then Van der Ven is in the team to cover for people that are going forward. You need a player here that is insanely fast. Insanely fast, guys. Absolutely. And then Llorente is just our kind of balanced fullback. Stays back quite often. You can actually put him on defend if you want. But I like him giving a little bit of support where he can. And that is how the tactics and player roles do work. It is really aggressive. As I've said, you've got Beretta there, who just does sit. You've got De Bruyne and Lundberg creating an overload on the right-hand side. And Llorente as well, to be fair. DeMarco, who is creating an overload with Son. And then you've got Martinez, who is quite close to Son and DeMarco as well. And then Morientes as the man up front. That is how the tactics work, guys. It's really, really difficult to play with, but once you've learned it, I promise you they are the best tactics on the game. If you want to see some gameplay from these tactics as well, come follow me on twitch.tv/Vipalization, or you can check out Vipalization 2, where these tactics have been getting used in Foot Champs for a long, long time already. Guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to subscribe for a video. But guys, that's going to be it for me for now, so take care.